What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Where the Locals Skate. I'm your host once again, OG Skate Show. This is a podcast where we get to know local skaters on and off the board. And of course, here with me always, we have the Couch Boys.
Yo, what up, everybody?
Today we have Victor back in the studio.
What's up, guys? How's it going? Haven't been here in a while, but I'm here today.
And David Peralta. And now let's introduce our guest this week. We have Ray Bustamante in the studio. Dude, thank you for joining us today.
Appreciate that. Thank you for having me.
Dude, appreciate that. Tell everybody what city you're repping.
I'm from Anaheim, California. Born and raised there. I love it. Met a lot of cool people there, and I just enjoy living there.
Shout out to Anaheim. All right. How did you start skating?
So I started skating maybe going into my freshman year. My cousin got me my first board. It was I believe a Paul Rodriguez board, and just some old rusty independent trucks.
Okay.
Just gave it to me, and I remember I just kind of just in the driveway and just learning how to just pop on curves, stall on curves, and I just thought it was fun. And from there I just kept. I found out about Braille and a whole bunch of stuff like that, and then I just kind of fell in love with it from there.
Braille's on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And your cousin, he skated?
Yeah, he skated the old skate parks I used to skate too, and he kind of showed me around and all that. And I kind of met some people through him, and I just kind of started skating with a little bit of an older crowd, and that's how I kind of started getting good.
That's cool, man. Dude, shout out to your cousin for getting you on the board.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I got a question. Does your cousin still skate?
He does not still skate. Sadly, I always tell him every time I see him to do a kickflip. He'd be like, nah. But
he could probably still do it.
No, he could probably still do it, but
Yeah.
he's just I'm too old. I'm like, bro, you're only 30 years old, I'm like, you're not old,
And, I mean, you start getting to that age sometimes. You think you're that old, and then maybe one day he'll pick up a board again.
No, yeah. Hopefully, I tell him to at least skate, some transition.
That'd be cool.
Or something, something mellow that you can at least enjoy and not get too bodied on it.
Okay. And now you said earlier that you started off with sports, though, right?
Yes, sir.
You started skating with, playing baseball?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did that go for you?
So I started playing baseball when I was about 2-3 years old. It was really fun. I wouldn't take nothing back from it because I feel like baseball and the other sports I played helped me get better at skating, and it just made me not give up on certain things. Just the mental battle of skating. I feel like it kind of helped me get past that barrier that I feel it's hard for a lot of people. So yeah, I just feel like baseball was a big impact on me. It was fun, while it lasted, but sometimes you just gotta let things go for other things.
Okay, yeah. So the love of skating overpowered it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, it happens to us sometimes, man. I mean, a lot of us like I don't know. This guy used to play soccer too, Victor, and he was coming home and with bruised legs from skateboards, and the soccer coach wasn't happy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, there's still times though where I'll be watching the sport. Last night I was watching the Mexican League, the soccer games. I don't know if you still be watching baseball.
I still watch baseball. I still follow all that stuff. Because just because I don't play it no more. It's like skateboarding. You're still gonna follow. And just because I'm not playing it no more doesn't mean I'm gonna stop. Watching it. But I still enjoy watching it with my family and just with my friends.
Are you a Angels fan?
I mean, I'm not an Angels fan, but obviously I'll still rep the Angels. But I like the Braves because my favorite player, his name's Ronald Acuna Jr.
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of my favorite player. So that's the team I like.
That's the team you rep, huh?
Yeah.
The Braves.
Yeah, I just thought Angels because of Anaheim.
No, yeah.
Yeah, you would think, but who knows? He's a fan of that dude, so shout out to that.
Shout out.
Yeah. Are you goofy or are you regular?
I skate regular.
Skate regular?
Yeah.
All right. Now, did you grow up watching videos at all like that too?
Honestly, no. But I remember just going into stores and just seeing videos, seeing Thrasher covers, and I've always thought that was sick. Just seeing that Thrasher cover of you doing a trick. And I remember just always just seeing stuff on YouTube. I honestly started seeing first My Wars. Chris Jocelyn's stuff like that. What was it? I forgot his name. Where he did the no slide on that one rail in LA. It was a no slide front shove out. Forgot his name.
Okay.
But yeah, I started seeing stuff like that, and honestly, I'm I like the way it looks. I like the way skating is. The way everything just lays out. The dressing and all that. So from there, I feel like that's what kind of got me into it, and just seeing just seeing people skate, you know, like at my school, you know, when I was younger, never got into it, and I kind of just got into it like that.
Okay, that's so rad.
I have a question about your stance. Going back to your stance, how did you find out like that you're regular? Did someone tell you?
I mean, honestly, I was skating. I remember I was skating like super bad. Like I would skate like 1 foot, like I don't know. It was just like a weird stance. I was skating like goofy at first, and then like
Turn your whole body
and then
around.
I just kind of like just figuring it out. You know, just trying to figure out like what I was more comfortable with. You know, kind of like baseball, just figuring out your right, your lefty, stuff like that.
Right.
So I just kind of like just kept. My uncle just told me, you know, just keep feeling it out, feel like you know what's comfortable. And then I remember just regular just felt good to me, and I didn't even know what regular goofy was at the time. So I was just skating whatever I could skate.
Right.
And then you know next thing I know, I'm skating regular. So yeah, that's pretty much how I got that.
That's sick, dude. And when was the first time you got to actually go to like a skate shop?
A skate shop, I would say maybe when I was like 14.
14?
Yeah, like 14. I went to Contenders. Shout out to the local. Yeah, that was like my first time, and I kind of just like they were super cool. You know, like that was like the first thing, just going into a skate shop and buying that first deck. You know, or like just it's just a little scary at first. You know, it's a little intimidating. And I remember like I met them, ended up getting their Instagram, super cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then they always tell me too, like, damn, bro, you've really come a long way these past like 4 years.
Do you remember your first board you bought from them?
My first board was actually their shop deck.
The shop deck?
But like my first actual board was a chocolate deck.
The chocolate?
Yeah, I remember I used to love chocolate. So yeah, that was like one of my first decks
Okay.
I bought.
What happened? You don't love chocolate anymore?
Nah, I still like them.
You still like them?
I still like them, but I mean, I don't know. I'm just, I just kind of skate whatever I could get. Whatever just keeps me going. Whatever I can.
Who was your favorite skater on chocolate?
Honestly, I don't even know names like that,
know
but
names.
yeah, because like when I liked them, I wasn't really like into the skateboarding like names like that
Right.
or all that type
You
of
were
stuff.
just like, this is a
Yeah.
good board. Or...
Yeah, I remember like I used to just love their clean graphics, just that chocolate graphic on it. I have like a couple boards that like I just have like just clean chocolate decks I just hung up on the wall. But yeah, I just love their graphics mainly.
That's rad, dude. Yeah, they come out with great stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, and a lot of times those decks become collectibles.
No, exactly. I have one that's like a collectible. I don't think it's anything crazy, but it's like an old deck I just got.
Yeah, I mean it's cool, man. All right.
Shout out.
Before you turned 14, though, how were you getting your boards? Were they
So
just like hand-me-downs or?
yeah, I mean honestly, like I had some homies that skated, and they would kind of have like some like old boards, they would get, or like they would just have. I'd be like, hey, just let me grab it, because I honestly didn't really know what was good, what was a good board, what was a bad board. So I was trying to, like I said, I was trying to get whatever I could just to be just skating with the homies, just so I could be with them.
Exactly.
Kind of not feel like left out, because you're a kid, you see everyone skating, all like everybody, so you're just like, I'm trying to get
Put
out
me
there.
On anything.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly. So I didn't know what was good or not, so I was just like trying to just have fun,
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
That's cool, man. That's cool that they hooked you up like that and kept you on the board.
Exactly, yeah.
And when did you start like kind of learning like what sizes you like?
So I started. I mean, honestly, I started skating like off like a 7.75 at first, and then I remember I don't know. Oh no, I went to a diamond. There was like a diamond event at Ponderosa, 'cause that's my local.
Okay.
So there was a diamond event, and I wasn't too good. I was just kind of there, just watching everybody skate and just do their thing, and I was like, damn, like this is like cool, And I saw people kind of just doing like just basic tricks, just like trying to ollie up a little thing. I'm like, oh, you know what? Like I'm gonna just try to talk to these kids, start talking to him, made friends with them, then just start skating the little stuff. And then like they did something for like whoever could do a kickflip first. I didn't even know how to kickflip at the time, so I was like I'm trying to figure out how to kickflip. They're like, whoever has a kickflip out of you three gets a new board.
Ooh.
I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
And I remember like that's when I first met Nija too, because diamond and all that. So yeah, and then I ended up landing a kickflip. It was a rocket kickflip, but I still learned it, and I was like, damn, I picked it up really quick. And yeah, and
But
they
that
gave,
incentive, right? That board, a free board. Whoever gets
exactly.
It first.
It was a blind deck that I got.
Okay.
They gave me like a blind deck, and they were just giving out decks, and I was like, I got it, and then I was like, oh, what's the size? And they were just like, oh, it's an 825. I just kind of like thought of that, I go to skate shop. Okay, remember 825 every time, just so I don't sound like.
So
like,
you sound like you know what you're
yeah,
talking about.
exactly. But I didn't even know size trucks, and like wheels and all that stuff. So I was kind of like, just give me whatever will fit that type of board,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much how I kind of felt my shape and size of a board. But honestly, shape wise, I'm not a fan of like the FA type, hockey, that big nose. I don't really like that because I feel like it's kind of hard for me to flick. I feel like some people it's the opposite, but for me, I like that. Just like the nice little concave. Nothing too crazy, you know.
Nothing too crazy.
But yeah, I just like something chill like that.
What brands would you say you like that have that shape that you like?
That shape, I would say. I mean, County, the people that I ride for, they kind of made like. I mean, I was feeling around decks with them, you know, because they kind of had that pointy nose, and I kind of told them how I liked it. So mainly like the company I was skate for, County, I'll say their boards are pretty good, but
that's a good answer.
I would, yeah, but I would say like besides that, I would say maybe like a girl deck.
Okay.
Because my homie, he'd be sliding me girl decks, so I would say they have a really good shape. Also too, I like the way primitive decks feel too. They feel pretty good, you know, because I feel like they have such a variety of decks, you know, they're such a big company, so I feel like they have a pretty good shape too.
Oh yeah, because I know how Girl and Chocolate they have like the chart.
Exactly. At my skate shop, they have that stuff like that too. So
yeah,
I would get that too. But the thing is, like when I get a chocolate deck or something, I wouldn't want to skate it, you know, because the graphic is so sick, and you know.
That's why I got so many boards in here, bro. Because a lot of these boards some of them were bought to skate, and then it just turned out to be like, I can't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I buy a shop deck or something, and then I'll skate that, or you know, or just a regular one like you said that maybe just says chocolate.
Yeah.
You know, that one's like, all right, it doesn't have no one's name on it. That one's cool. Yeah. All right. So you said your local is Ponderosa?
Yeah, Ponderosa.
How long you been skating there for?
Basically my whole life. Like that's where I grew up skating, learning my first tricks, flat ground, everything. So yeah, I get a lot of love from everybody there too, which is pretty cool, you know. Even the people that don't skate.
It's a cool little park, man. But the first time I went there, I remember it was pretty slick.
Yeah. It's a pretty slippery park. I'll say now it's not that bad compared to like LA parks, because I feel like LA parks are pretty like.
Really?
Yeah, like Chevy Chase. I love that park, but it's too slippery for me. Too slippery. So I can't enjoy it.
Right, that happened, but I think if you go, the more you go there, you kind of learn it, you know, because that happens to me too. First time I ever went to 4th Ave, man, I was like, I can't stand this park. I hate it. I kept going back. I was like, why do I come back to this park? And then it's like, oh, this park's fun. And then you see somebody new come in, and like, oh, what the hell? I'm like, yeah, that's how I was.
Just flows, yeah. That's literally how it be.
Yeah, but yeah, you just learn to get light-footed, and you just kind of know how to make the turns safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you run into Hesh Shippy and Nathan there? Because I think I see them there all the time.
I actually run into them a lot. Hesh, he actually like kind of taught me how to crook, because he does good nose slides, and like I always see him do crooks. And I remember like when I first met him, he was always super cool with me, like, you know, always showing me love. I remember he'd always like be like, hey, let me do like a cool design on your grip tape, you know, like something cool. I'll be like, you know what, like you know, who cares, you know, just do it.
That's cool.
So, you know, he also slid me some decks, and he kind of like, he always showed love to me, which, you know, I appreciate that, you know, because like there's like some people that, you know, I've seen like me get good, that some people I can see like kind of start like not to like me, or like, you know, and I've always just been like chill, always try to like me, like when I get bored, I try to give it back to people that are at the skate parks too, you know, or like old decks. I'll just save them, and I'll just post on my story, you know, like, hey, whoever needs a deck, just come. Whoever needs some shoes, just pull up, you know.
That's rad, man.
So I'll just leave them there, you know, just because, like, you know, some people don't like to ask, so I'll just leave it there. Yeah. Because, you know, whoever just wants to grab whatever.
That's smart, because, like, I remember one time I was trying to give a kid a skateboard, and some lady started yelling at me, saying I was grooming her kid. I'm like, you know what? Nah, sorry, kid. I can't give you this now.
It's like your mom ruined it for you.
Yeah,
exactly.
I was just trying to be nice, because I saw he was riding something that he needed a decent board. It wasn't new, but it was, you know, he needed something new. But yeah, shout out to that you just leave stuff at the park for the person that may take it, and hopefully the person that needs it takes it. Not the person that just. Oh, cool.
Yeah, usually I'll keep the ones that are like that. I think like, because sometimes, you know, I'll go on a session, I'll just bring like an extra deck just in case, you know, I break it. Even though it's a fresh deck, I still don't trust myself. Right. But yeah, I just try to just give back what I can to whoever I can.
I mean, that's how you. I mean, you don't want to go home.
No, right?
Yeah. So you like bring something back up just in case. You know? Yeah.
And it's always good giving back to a community. It comes back, and you know, shout out to Hesh Shippy for teaching you how to crook.
Yeah, no, for sure, dude. Like, I remember I used to hate like crooks. I would always try to go like I would always do nose grind. Never knew how to pinch it. He's just like, bro, don't even just think of locking in right on this side of the truck, right there. Just pinch it good. And then I just remember I just learned it. And then I never been really good at nose slides, but he's been trying to teach me that one. But I'm just like, I'm whatever about that trick. I'm not a big fan of that one.
The nose slide?
Yeah, I kind of suck at that trick. I don't know what it is. I could hang into it, and then when it comes to getting out, I just get out of it. Like I just kind of like
you fall out.
Yeah, like I like to pop out of it, but I really can't. Even no matter how much.
I got the same issue too, because like it's your front, right? But if I do a switch no side, I pop out like clean because it's like on my back foot, you know. But it is a little different. Like I don't know why I can't mimic the same movement.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's how I am too. Like crooks, like a pop out, but I don't know about a no slide for sure. I'm just like, oh my god, it's the same thing, you know?
It is.
It's the same thing, just you're sliding. That's the only difference.
That's so crazy. Yeah, do you come out of the crooks like? Can you pop out like to fakie as well?
Yeah. I've honestly usually what I do when I learn a lot of tricks, I'll just kind of just practice. Like if I crook, like say like usually like we have a hubba at the local. And it's pretty like I remember my first time crooking it, and I kept dying on it. Like I would always like I couldn't pop high enough. That was my problem, was my pop. So that I remember I just like, okay, I'm not ready for this, you know. So I'm just keep practicing every day, just crook, whole edge. Started off small, then I go fast, whole edge. Then I'm trying to like shove out of it, you know, just try to get as comfortable as possible, you know, because I feel like the more comfortable and control you have on your board, obviously the more stuff you can do inside of the grind, outside of the grind.
Yeah. Yeah, the only way I used to be able to land them back in the day was to shove out.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Nah, shoves are cool. I like shoves because it's like, but I like going to fakie mainly because, you know, it sets you up for like a good trick, you know, like a good line, you know. I feel like it's always good to have a good fakie, you know, like no slide fakie, you know, because it gets you set up for the next trick.
Right. Yeah. That's good. And are you going for a switch trick or a fakie trick?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I need to practice my switch game more. For sure, because like I feel like I'm lacking on it. My fakie game is pretty I'll say it's pretty good. I've been practicing it recently because like I've been noticing like obviously, you know, you gotta get to the next level, you gotta start doing, you know, like fakie stuff, nollie stuff. But I feel like I just gotta get used to going fakie more, and then I'll just nollie I feel like will click for me. I could like do like nollie flips and stuff like that, but I need to do more like I feel like to stand out, like nollie crooks, you know, switch crooks. That's what's gonna make you, you know, stand out more.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I mean, this guy, at least though, he got that crook game pretty locked in.
Kick and grind? Yeah, it's pretty good. Once you start practicing and good, it just comes natural, you know?
It's like a 50 almost. Like, you know, any trick, you know, once you just take the time for it, it's just feels like easy, you know?
I like the fact that you just literally dedicated a day to just get them.
Yeah,
that's what it takes, you know?
Yeah, that's pretty much like, I feel like people, like a lot of my friends, the hardest part for them was like, I don't know, like just committing, you know? That's pretty much everyone's big part. I still have that, you know, issue, which, you know, it's a big issue for basically everybody, but I feel like when I was first starting to skate, I never had that issue committing, or like, I don't know what it was. I just kind of like, went for everything, which I wish I still do that, but I wish I still had that, you know, kind of mentality. But like, I just feel like back then I look at clips, I'm like, damn, like I was trying to kick with like a 10 stair when I couldn't even kick with like a 5 stair, you know, like what am I doing? You know?
Do you think it was more because like, you didn't know at the time yet. You didn't know how bad slams are now.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. Yeah,
you like now there's like the slams, and you know how hard it can hurt. You're like, maybe I'm gonna think twice before I do it.
Exactly. So like that's once I started realizing about slams and skating rails. That's when like I realized like, damn, like this isn't a joke.
You showed us that one little scorpion you did. Yeah. So yeah, after that it make you think twice about jumping on that rail again. But I mean. Did you end up going back to that rail doing it?
So I haven't. I actually went to that rail like literally. It was last minute. Like I remember like 2 days before I saw this rail. My homie literally just hit it, and he's really good too. Shout out to the homie Ryan. I was like, hey bro, where's this rail at? You know? He goes, oh, you know, it's here, so and so, blah blah blah. And I hit up the homies. I'm like, hey, like you guys down to pull up with me? I'm trying to skate this rail. And my homie's like, yeah, for sure, like no doubt, you got it, 100%. And then I showed up. I looked at it. I was a little intimidated. I was like, damn, like, I haven't even scoped. You know, usually you scope the spot out before you skate it. And I kind of just looked at it, and I was like, okay.
What'd I get into?
Yeah, I was like, what did I kind of get myself into? You know, like, the run-up was really bad. I'll say that. It's really, like, that crusty, like, you know, asphalt. And I was like, damn, like, this is horrible. Like, this is some, like, I'd pick kind of, like, it's a good, really perfect rail. It's just... The run-up was...
Everything around it.
Yeah, it was really bad. So I'm like, damn, like, you know, but that's what I like about, you know, like, you got to face the adversity of skating, you know, like, I just like how you got to get used to certain spots, you know, like, you know, every spot's different compared to, you know, like, other sports. Everything's the same, you know, like, the same distance, you know, football, same distance, goals, same thing. So it's just like, skating is just it's constantly changing. You know, the rails are taller, either smaller, you know, curved in, you know, so that's what I like about it.
I love that.
And it's crazy, too, because you're saying that's like, when you see it on a skate video, it's like, And then you get there, you're like, it looks smaller in the skate video. Exactly. Or it looks bigger. It never matches up to what you see on
TV. Yeah, and it's just like, when I saw it, I knew I could do it. So that's the thing. I don't like... Sometimes I have a little bit of doubt on myself, but I was like, if I'm really trying this trick on this rail, it's because I know I could do it, you know? So I just feel like you just got to trust it, you know? I just feel like you just got to trust your ability and just commit. That's the biggest thing on this type of rails. You just got to commit. Dang.
That's cool, man. I mean, and the best part is if you get hurt on something, to go back and overcome that fear.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, exactly. But for sure, I want to go back to it. Okay. I don't know when, but like I still have like kind of like scars that barely, like scabs that barely I haven't even touched. It's barely like healing because I skated that rail the first week of December, and I was hoping to get it, and I literally stuck a couple, and you know it was there, but I'm not mad because you know I pushed myself. It's not like I didn't commit or nothing, so. At least I went down with the battle. That's what I always say. You know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You know, skateboarding.
Man, you gotta. That's good. That's good right there, man. I like that.
You showed us that clip earlier, and it was one of the gnarly slams I seen, bro. Like you kind of hit yourself on the rail and then bounced and then scorpion.
Yeah. So honestly, when I fell, like I didn't really think it was gonna be that bad, but then once I like, you know, I don't know if you've seen like some Niger falls, you know, where like you fall, but like your toe barely touches the rail to where you can save yourself.
You're like cat crawl.
It was kind of like that, yeah, like cat crawl basically. And then like I realized like I'm like, oh damn, like I just see my hand, like I was like this trying to like catch myself. I was like, that's the worst case scenario. Usually I like to just like tug,
body,
and just like take it. But and I just got off this wrist too, a broken wrist. Oh, during summer I broke my wrist. And so, like, I fell right on it. And I didn't have a brace that day, too, which was kind of, like, you know, like, my first, maybe month and a half back skating. I'm skating that rail. And I remember I just left the house, like, at 7 in the morning. I was like, where are you going this early? I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to a skate park, you know. And then she ends up seeing me coming home.
How broken.
Yeah, I remember it wasn't bad, but, like, I kind of fell. My earring kind of broke through my ear. I was bleeding from it. So that was pretty gnarly. And I had, like, bleeding right here. I was bleeding from my hands, The main part that hurt was my hip. My hip was like so.
Did it hit the rail or did it hit the stairs?
My hip hit the edge of the stairs.
Oh.
So like it dug in there, and I remember when I would sneeze, it would hurt so bad. And I remember like after I fell, I was wheezing.
Yeah.
Like I was wheezing. I was like yeah.
Cracked a rib or something.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, like hopefully I didn't crack a rib or nothing. And then like one of my homies' moms, she works at a hospital, so I was like, hey, like you think like your mom could check it out or something, or like you know you could call her, or like you know just tell her what to do, because I was low key kind of scared, you know, because it's your rib, you know, or hip, or, you know, whatever.
Especially if you're having complications.
Exactly, yeah. And then I mean like I wasn't nothing trouble breathing, but it's just like when I would cough, dude, it was like the worst pain like ever, and I was like, damn, bro, like I never want to experience this pain again.
Yep.
But for sure, I want to go back because I feel like that'll be like a big accomplishment for me. Because you know, I feel like nothing's gonna get harder than that.
What do you feel like that was the issue with that rail? Did it just get stuck going down, or the run up not good enough?
I mean, honestly, I mean, like I kind of have no excuse because I was like going down all the way, you know. So I was grinding the whole rail, so like
it just happen.
It just didn't happen, okay. You know. It just wasn't that day, so like you know, I can't really say you know it was the ground because you know every skater has to face that, you know. So I'm like,
right.
Kind of.
But I was just saying, maybe next time I'll be more prepared. I'll have Bondo.
For sure, yeah. I mean, it's Bondo too. That's the crazy part. It's just like when you roll up to it, it's like they have nice concrete, like perfect concrete, but it's like this much, so you barely even feel it. But like the ground is like super choppy cracks with like there's a whole bunch of trees with like little like things.
Oh, they fall on the ground.
Yeah, they fall on the floor, so it's kind of a mess. So I recommend you bring a broom.
That or a blower.
Yeah, something. But like I remember,
there's probably a certain time of year where that won't happen. Like
and the worst thing too is that spot's so like burnt out. Like I went a Sunday at 8 in the morning and we still got kicked out. Like that's pretty crazy, you know. Usually.
Yeah.
And like school's empty, you know. We waited to school, you know. And all that, and I was
out of
like,
school.
Yeah, out of school too, you know. So I was like, you know, just trying to be respectful and just trying to, you know, get the clip peaceful. You know, I feel like
sometimes you gotta wait on those like holidays.
Yeah,
like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I remember when I first grinded it down, I was like so happy. I was like, damn, like I'm really doing this because like I've always saw like Nija, like the first skate I've always saw was Nija skates, stuff like that. And I remember like just seeing Nija, Foy, Midler, just doing some crazy stuff. I'm like, I want to be like these guys. Midler is probably one of my top for sure.
Okay, all right. Now I want to take it back a little bit to the skate parks. what would be your favorite park? Have you been to that new Anaheim I seen?
Yeah, so I mean the new Anaheim park is like damn near like perfect. Like it's like basically like I would say it's like kind of like it gets you ready for a contest.
That's cool.
But besides that, you know, because I know it's new, but I'll say my favorite park I would say is Tustin. Tustin Legacy.
Man.
That park is pretty built well.
Is it got a lot of space too?
Yeah, it has nice little down like small hubbas, pretty long ones. You know, nice bump to ledge.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the rails because they have a really small handrail that you could get bodied on, but you can't really like die on it. So I like that. So that's what I practice on a lot.
You're more of a handrail skater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like just doing stuff into the handrail. It just seems fun to me, you know.
I mean, they look great. I mean, that's what the pros do, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, you know.
Do you prefer? I think we were gonna say the same question.
Probably.
But do you prefer square rails or circle rails?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god. So certain tricks. So obviously for like 50s, me personally, I like round better. Just because you cross lock, heel lock. I feel like more when it's like, you know, square, it's kind of like you just gotta be like perfectly, you know, like on top of it, kind of like a ledge, you know. And I feel like I don't kind of think too much, but like 5-0s kind of, I prefer a square rail, obviously, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But like round, for sure, I will say round, 100%, because I feel like you can hold your trick better, you know, slide really well.
Scary, dude.
Yeah,
round
no,
just seems so scary.
Round is terrifying. I will say that round is terrifying.
But I mean, I guess if you're gonna go out in the world and you're gonna skate street, most handrails are gonna be round.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was gonna ask, do you think you like skating handrails because it's less like stress on your body compared to jumping down a stair set? Or do you think it's that skating handrails has more stress on your body?
I mean, honestly, I feel like it depends on the trick, realistically, because like I've skated some. I mean, I haven't like really skated like nothing crazy, you know, but I feel like I've skated some tall sets. But I mean, like, I'll say rails is kind of hard. In my opinion, is kind of more harsher because I feel like you kind of got to be perfect most of the time. You know, like I feel like you can't really bail on a rail. You know, like a big rail, it's just like you got to commit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like I feel like when it's like you skate the stairs. When I see my homies, it's like they just keep bailing and bailing and bailing and bailing, and then it just takes one try. You know.
Right.
But when it comes to like I feel like a handrail, you kind of just got to be like perfect. You know, like it's either you can't just like hop on a rail and you could jump off of it, but realistically, half the time you're gonna get bodied if you jump on it. You know, you just gotta take it down. That's how I think you just gotta get in and just take it down.
Yeah, you gotta be precise on where your trucks lock in. You
exactly.
Gotta know you gotta know your board for sure. I remember having that control on my board, man. I used to have 5-0s locked in like crazy, like just sit on them like for days.
That's the trick I'm trying to really practice 5-0s because like a lot of kids don't really do them realistically, you know.
And if you're gonna learn them, especially if you're gonna do like a box or something, try not to drag the tail.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you could.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I could do that on like ledges, but on rail, like rails. Yeah.
Yeah. You drag the tail. You know. I don't be like, oh, it's sort of
for sure.
On a handrail, dude, that's gnarly.
Yeah.
But I mean, on a ledge or something, I'm like, he's dragging. Yeah, you could just that's easy. No,
that's because it's pretty crazy. Because like 5-0s, I could do them on like flat bars, but when it comes to handrails, I can't. I can like salad grind like rails, which kind of like a little shifty. Yeah, it's crazy because I don't know why it just feels like a blunt slide to me. It's just like I think of it kind of like a blunt. I just kind of like just whatever, but I don't know what is the 5-0s. I just kind of like it's more of like just trusting it. Like I could get into them, but I just don't trust me sliding, you know, because I don't want to lock in wrong. Because you know it's a lot of like heel side, you know, or like toe side too, you know.
Yeah, it's a balance game for sure, dude. That's crazy. Yeah. All right, but you do like that new Anaheim park.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Lisa, you were saying it was kind of built the same way, right? Like a contest way.
The Parker's Park.
Yeah.
It's called
the Anaheim one.
It's called Center Greens.
Center Greens.
The blue one.
The blue one. Yeah. Okay. That's the newest one, no?
Yeah,
that was called Parker's Park.
No, yeah, it's called Center Greens. Honestly, it's a really nice park. Mm-hmm. It's just like
I think it is Parker's on, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, but it's like honestly to me, well, a lot of people like my homies that skate like Tampa or Damn Am and all that, they say it reminds them of like Tampa. Like a lot of I remember before the Damn Am in Tampa. Like, you know, when it came that time of year during, like, December, a lot of kids were there. Like, I saw so many kids there just going crazy. And I'm just like, damn, you know, like, some people, a lot of my homies, like, they see these kids skating, they'll be like, oh, I'm not gonna skate, you know, because, like, these kids are good. And, you know, like, they compare themselves, but I'm like, dude, you know, at some point, they're all like us. Yeah. And, you know, and when I do have a chance, you know, I'm not the type of kid to be scared to talk to people. I kind of introduce myself, you know, just trying to come at them in a good way. And I like to ask questions of people, you know, like, certain tricks. Because, you know, I just, like, you know, it's good to hear, you know, a different foot positioning for everybody. Because, you know, try out different things, you know.
That's cool that you're open to the knowledge, because, you know, sometimes maybe it works for them and you're like, how does that work for you? And maybe it'll work for me, you know, because not everybody's foot placement could be the same for different tricks, you know, like Jeremy Ray, his kickflip, I mean, he's in a heel flip position to do a kickflip. You're like, what the heck? You know? So but I mean, that's cool that you're open-minded like that. Yeah. All right. I do want to talk about your local sponsor, County.
Yes, sir.
Is it County? How did you get on County?
So I got on County. It was actually, like, pretty crazy. So I remember we had like I told you, we had a DIY park, like, down the street from my house, and they had, like, flat bars, like, little ride-on rails, ride-on curves. Like, it was, like, perfect to learn. Like, I remember there was, like, everybody from my middle school, like, that was the thing, like, just meet up after school, like, meet outside the school at this time, and then we'll wait, like, 10 minutes or so, and then we'll head out to the spot, which was, like, 10 minutes from my middle school, so it was perfect. It was, like, 5 minutes from my house. Like, it worked out perfect, but, yeah, so I remember all those guys, they were kind of, like, a small brand at the time, you know, and they were, like, skating for them, like, hey, you know, like, what's this, like, company about, you know, like, oh, you know, like, it's a little, you know, like, skate company, you know, they just, like hooking up kids, you know, like, just showing love to people. And then I remember I was just skating one day, and then I was just talking to the owner, and, like, I kind of really didn't, like, realize it.
He was there, yeah.
Yeah, and I was talking to him, you know, he's like, you know, you're super cool and all that. And, you know, I just kept in touch with him, and then he's always showed me love. I've always showed him love, even though, like, before I was even skating for them. And, you know, it's just kind of like when I met him, we kind of just, like, you know, like, just had a good vibe with each other, you know, like, we kind of had, like, the same, like, ideas and, like, how he wanted to, like, where he wanted his brand to go and where I wanted to go in skating. We kind of had, like, similar goals. So I was like, you know, like, we're like, you know, let's just work together and, like, see, you know, how this could benefit both of us. And then, like, I remember we were just, like, at a skate park one day, and he just, like, damn, bro, like, you know, like, I really believe you could do something. And then, like, he really helped me build up my character and confidence. Like, he would always take me to go skate different places. He would always be like, hey, you know, like, I remember he'd always send me spots, and he'd be like, bro, you could so do this, you know, like, just motivate me to get out there more. And there'll be sometimes, you know, obviously, where I want to sleep in. Yeah. And, you know, he's, like, a little older guy. You know, he has a job. You know, he has his things to take care of. And, you know, he likes to be out early in the morning. So from skating, I kind of just had to, like, I'm like, you know, I want to skate. You know, you got to do what you got to do. You got to be up early because, you know, the security, all these guys, you know, they're going to roll you out the spot. So, yeah, you know, just waking up early, just filming with him constantly. And then, like, from there, he just kind of, like, you know, bro, like, you know, let's talk more. And then, like, I remember a lot of kids stop skating. You know, they're on the verge where, like, you know, like, they want to keep skating, but they don't, you know. They just, like, stop progressing. You think
they're like, oh, I'm not getting any sponsors, I'm done.
Yeah. And it's kind of crazy because all these kids that were on it already, like, they were way better than me. Like, they could really, like, board slide rails, you know. Not, like, big rails, but, like, you know, they could do, like, better stuff than me. And, like, I remember I was like, damn, like, I don't think I could do this because, like, I remember, like, when I first tried rails, like, it was hard, you know, just to get a feel of skating a rail. It was, like, super, super hard. So I just kind of, like, had to, like, I remember I got my homie, got his own flat bar, and I kind of learned from there. And then, I just, like, skating the flat bar every day, just practicing, just watching skate videos and how to, you know, just become better. And, and then he just, like, just kept showing love and then just hooking me up. I remember he gave me, like, some shirts one time, you know, and then.
Was he already, when he was filming you, were you already skating the boards?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
But,
okay.
You know, like, he would, like, still, like, charge me for decks, but, you know, obviously, you know, it's a small company, you know, so I respect that, you know, he has to get this hustle. So he still give me good discounts, you know. But like I said, like, a lot of kids are better than me, so, like, when they saw me, like, constantly with him, they're like, why is, like, I kind of know, like, you know, they started getting distant, like, why is this kid with him, you know, like, that should be me, you know, like.
Were they not waking up? Did they have the opportunity?
Yeah, they had the opportunity. It's just like I feel like some kids just got too content, you know, like, like, you know, I'm on the team, you know, I'm skating with them, I'm happy with it, you know, a lot of these kids are better than me, and I remember, like, I was still trying to figure out my style, you know. I used to wear really skinny jeans. All these kids were wearing, like, big pants already, you know. I don't know, like, at first where to get none of that.
Right.
So I was just like, you know, skating like some like skinnier jeans, you know,
Well,
like
you're being yourself.
yeah, just be myself, you know,
Yeah.
and then like I ended up just like I think like the summer going into 8th grade, like that year, I just kind of like I learned how to 50 that year. I learned how to back 50. Like I just kind of like just went off,
Yeah.
and then that's when I started like getting getting some recognition, and then at the park, and I started meeting like some new faces. I wasn't too good yet, but I was like happy where I was going, you know, like
That's
see my
cool.
progression. So that's how kind of I got them to notice me and just, you know, like hook me up.
That's cool, man. And the guy saw that you were committed to just skateboarding, so then when did he start hooking you up some boards?
So like last year he started hooking me up, you know, like he started talking to me, you know, and like even though like besides skating, I still talk to him every day, you know, he's still one of my good friends. And you know, like just because he's older, like, you know, I've always hanging out with older guys, you know, skating older crowds. Some people think it's weird, some people, you know.
I mean, all the people I knew were older.
Yeah,
than me.
exactly. So it's like, you know, like I just hang out with them. Even like I'll go eat with him. You know, we'll just go chill, watch them. Like I remember during the World Series, we didn't even skate. We just like, hey, you know, like let's just go eat, you know, with my dad or something. You know, like it's always been a good vibe. You know, so like besides skating, he's always been like, you know, a really good like friend of mine, and just always I feel like I've known him forever, but I've only known him for like 3 or 4 years.
That's cool.
Which is but last year he barely started hooking me up with boards with a lot of gear, showed a ton of love every month, give me like 3 boards. And like sometimes, dude, I had too much boards. I was like, you know how like I had like 4 boards at some point where I was like, you know what, you know, like I have like boards I can skate, you know, I have some old boards, you know, I'm gonna just hook some homies up. So I remember I posted like on my note, you know, on Instagram, I don't know, I'm like, hey, whoever could post them doing a kickflip down like a 5-stair or something, or you know, something like, and just tag me. I got you a board if you live local. I was like, oh, if you live local only, you know?
Yeah.
I remember like some random kid just kickflip like the mani pad, and then I was like, hey, bro, like meet me here whenever you can.
Yeah.
Get him a board, some grip.
That's
hook
right.
it up, yeah, you know. So I just like,
was he happy with that?
Oh yeah, like he thought I was joking. He thought I was gonna give him like kind of like a beater deck. I was like, nah, bro, like here, like take it, you know, like it's the least I could do, you know, cause like.
What about the guy that hooked you up the boards? What's his name?
Well, my homie that hooks up the boards, that's my homie Pietro.
Okay.
He be getting so much stuff. He hooks me up with shoes, and like he gets so much like gear, you know, because he's slow for a lot of stuff. So thankfully he'd be sliding on my group, you know, like he'd be having like some girl decks that he skates for like maybe a week, less than a week, and he'll just take them off. New board. Oh, he'll be like, oh, you know, I got 5 decks. Who wants them? I'll take like 2. Homie will take like 2. Another homie, you know, just. Oh, you know, whoever. We have a little small 5 group, so it's good for all of us.
Is that Abner Prieto?
Yeah.
Okay, shout out.
Yeah, so yeah, shout out to him. He hooks me up with all my Adidas, all my superstars, hooks it up. So
Shout out.
He had some sick backlip body.
Oh yeah. He really like helped me fix some of my problems too, cause like grinding tricks. You know, luckily I had a guy that kind of guide me, and you know it's really humbling seeing, you know, people skate like him, you know, because it's like, you know, you don't really see people as good as him like that, you know? So it's like, it's good to see like all those skaters, you know, just to even be with that crowd, you know, just even like to me, even skating with that type of crowd is like still crazy to me, you know, because I'm like, you know, like these guys are big names, you know, like probably going to be pros later on. So I'm like, you know, like
that's a good crowd to be around.
I'm skating with these guys, prodigies, you know,
yeah.
They show love. And, you know, I've always heard things like, you know, like these guys are like, could be a little, you know, like dicks or anything, you know. So I'm like, nah, I've never had no problem with any type of skater like Flo. They've always been super cool, down to earth to me.
Sometimes if that person that may say that, you know, they wanted to be part of the crew, and they just maybe they weren't cool, so they're like, hey, the vibes weren't right with you, sorry. And now you got that guy flapping his guns over there, you know, like, come on, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, you're gonna get some hate, I'm sure, and
for
you know, doing what you do. But just keep doing what you do, man. Because I mean, you're a cool dude, man. Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. What's Bluebills?
Bluebills?
Is that
okay? So yeah, Bluebills is actually so I be posting on TikTok. That's kind of how I first blew up. Was I started posting on TikTok, just kind of like whatever skate clips, you know. TikTok's kind of like, you know, I just post like funny clips, you know, me joking with the homies, you know. I'll post like maybe like little skate montages, you know, like blowing up fireworks, you know. Just being like, you know, just being skaters, you know, jumping off of stupid stuff, like, you know, whatever.
Is that what works for TikTok?
Yeah, and I kind of just like, I kind of got a big following, like not like crazy following, but I gained like 20,000 followers on it.
Okay.
So then I remember they reached out to me like, hey, you know, I'm local brand in OC, you know, and I was probably like a sophomore during the time, like maybe like a year and a half ago. And he was like, hey, you know, like, bro, like, I really mess with your skating. You know, I feel like you could fit the style. And I even know this guy. And he reached out to me, so I appreciate that. Tried to get in contact with me, but I didn't see it, so I felt bad at first. You know, I feel like I don't want to try to be, and I don't try to be too Hollywood, and you know, I don't try to be like that at all. I just try to be like chill, everybody, you know, just normal person, because you know we all are at the end of the day. So it's just like, you know, he just like hit me up. He's like, hey, you know, let's make a skate video at a local park. You know, I was like, I can meet you there. You know, like don't even worry about it. He's like, nah, bro, you know, like I'm inviting you, so I'll pick you up. I was like, nah, it's all good. He goes, nah. So he's like, you know, because I want you to change. You know, I have some gear for you. He gave me some jeans, some stuff. He's like, just change it to it. Don't worry about it. And like whatever, and then we just went, filmed up, and then the video kind of went viral, and then he kind of got some stuff from it, and then he always like just hooked me up, and still to this day I still talk to him, still really good friends with him, and it's just like I like that social media could bring me around some really cool people, you know. That's cool. And does he still shoot you some gear? Yeah, he still like be shooting me like not even just for skating, like he'll just be like, you know, like here's a sweater, you know, like here's some stuff, you know, just all that stuff. So yeah, I appreciate that, you know. That's cool. That's cool, man. That's good that you're getting these little flows here and there. Yeah, you know? So it really helps out a lot because as skaters, I mean, we go through product pretty fast. Oh yeah, so like too, like my parents haven't bought me a board in I don't know that's how long. Great. Yeah, so I remember my dad buying me shoes like almost every freaking month, you know. Yep. And I was like, damn, you know, like $110 for some superstars, you know. I'm like, you know, adds up. Yeah. Same with boards, you know, $50. Well, now they're more expensive, like $70, $80 now. Yeah. But like, luckily, all the homies, you know, I started getting better. So I'm like, you know, all the homies like could shoot some dags. You know, I started knowing more people, started hooking me up. So you know, I just try to be like cool. I don't like asking, you know, people for gear. You know, I just kind of like, you know, if they feel like, you know, they'll hook me up. You know, I just know how it is. So if they want to hook me up, they'll hook me up. You know. Dude, that's so rad, dude. Yeah, it does help a lot, man. Yeah, big time. Now, is the dream still to go pro? I mean, honestly, my dream is just trying to go. I mean, honestly, just to try to go as far as I can. Not even trying to go pro. Honestly, just trying to just enjoy it. You know, just enjoy it. Cause like, I mean, pro. You know, it's hard. You know, it's a realistic goal. But like, for me, I feel like I mean, for me, I kind of being like I like being a free agent. You know, like I kind of like just being able to go out, being able to post my clips whenever I want, being able to hold my footage whenever I want. You know, I'd be down to like skate for a company. You know, but not like long term, you know, like not to like I feel like, you know, just wake up in the morning and be like, oh damn, I gotta skate this, you know. I don't want to be like that. I want to be like, you know, like that 20 star I wanted to skate it, you know. No one forced me, so I don't want to have be under like, you know, obligations or anything, you know, like that. I just want to kind of be able to go wherever I want, film whatever I want. But for sure, I'd be down to film. Yeah, I'll be so down to film with some companies, you know. That's cool. Yeah, but that's good that you know that though. Yeah, because sometimes you'd think that going pro is going to be all this fun and games. No, all of a sudden, skateboarding turns into a job and it's not fun anymore. Exactly, because at that point, I feel like you're just getting hurt and you're just sacrificing your body. Yeah. And it's like, well, they want just more and more and more content. Exactly, and it's like, is it really benefiting you? No, so you got to think of it at the end of the day, what's going to help yourself, you know? Yeah, because you're breaking your body for, you know. Exactly. You know, for maybe a couple boards or something. Exactly, like, but you got to. At the end of the day, I just can't think of it, you know, like, why am I really doing this? And I just, sometimes, like, when I think of it, like, when I'm skating something big, I'm like, what am I doing this for? I kind of think of, like, my younger self skating. I'm like, you know, like, the younger self wouldn't believe what I'm doing, so there's no really reason for me to get mad about, you know, when I'm skating these big rails, because I'm like, you know, I never expected to get to this point. So, if I do land it, I do land it, anything's a bonus. Everything from now is a bonus. Exactly. To me, it's like, exactly, you say, perfect. It's just a bonus from there, you know? That's rad. So, everything I just keep doing is just a bonus. That's so cool, dude. I love it, bro. I love that mindset. Because, I mean, that keeps you humble. Exactly, you know what I mean? Yeah, because, I mean, there's some people out there that if they can't go pro, they may not be able to handle that. Exactly, like, I'm like, relax, bro. You're still doing 50-50s, you know? Like, you exactly, know? So it's like, and there's like, you know, I've got some homies that, you know, like, they don't want to go pro, you know, that, which there's nothing wrong with that, you know. No, nothing wrong. Do what you want to do, but, like, you know, I've kind of seen the way skating is, you know. That's like everybody, first time skating, like, oh, I want to go pro, but, like, realistically, you know, it's like with any sport, it's you got to put some dedication. I feel like with skating, too, it's like, damn, like, you really got to start at a young age with, like, anything, you know. Yeah, but, it'd be a dream to see your name on a board. Yeah, exactly. Know? But, I mean, nowadays, man, we could make those easy. Yeah. For sure. But if a smaller company was willing to pick you up and then, like, say, you know, I don't know how small the team is for Jeff DeCesare's team, but I know it's from like another country. Yeah.
you know, if they're willing to put you on, you down to get.
Yeah, like for sure. If someone's like, you know, I'm always down to try some new stuff, you know.
Okay.
Because like, you know, like we only got so much time, you know.
That's true.
Like, you know, here, so I just kind of think of it like that, you know. I'm just like, you only got so much time on my board, you know. Every day is kind of like, you know, it's just like a countdown. I'm young, so I'm trying to enjoy it, you know. I'm just trying to like do what I can, skate as most spots as I can, you know, because there's gonna be a point where like, you know, I'm eventually gonna stop skating big rails, you know. I can skate skate park rails, but like, you know, there's definitely a point, you know, for everybody, unless you're Nija. But yeah, for sure though, if of some type of company for sure, like was interested in me, I'd for sure like be interested. But I would probably tell them like, you know, like I'm for sure like down to film some stuff, you know, like help out the team, but like, you know, I don't want it to be like some pro type stuff, you know, like I'll be so down to film, you know.
Yeah, because I mean, like I'm guessing, like if you're on a team for like POW, right, those guys are always trying to get thrasher cover. They're hitting the biggest gaps, the biggest rails. It's gnarly over there.
Yeah, and like, too, I was honestly like I was always tagging POW because like, dude, I've always watched Dan Corrigan, Zach Dooley, you know, like all those guys on YouTube, and like John Bradford. I love like watching, you know, NK vids. That's like how I basically grew up watching skating, you know, like NK vids mainly, seeing all these skaters, you know, and I was like, damn, like, you know, I've seen all these different variety, like slappy. Yeah, I didn't even know what slappy skating was.
Yeah.
Till like, you know, a few years ago, and I haven't even been skating for that long. So I'm like, you know, I just got into seeing the new crowd of skating, you know, just learning how to skate transition. You know, it's just good to skate everything, you know, because like, you know, sometimes you got homies that skate rails, like, you know, some homies don't skate rails like me. Some like ledges, some like stuff. So, you know, I don't like to complain when I go street skating. I just kind of just like, you know, just happy to be there, just get what I can, you know, just because, you know, everyone has their own thing, and when it's my time to skate what I want, I just gotta, you know, do what I gotta do.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's rad. Yeah, because I did watch that Hollywood 16 rail. Yeah, and you board slid it.
Yes, I want to go back for sure. I want to. Well, there's a trick that everyone wants me to do. So there's a trick, I don't know if you guys see me do. I do varial lips, varial lip slides, and that's like my.
Is that the one where you said guess the trick?
Guess the trick. Yeah, so. That's the trick I do is varial lip. People like know me as pretty much that trick.
It looked trippy. It almost looked like it flipped twice.
Yeah, so recently, this previous week, I just learned nightmare flip lip slide. So that was pretty crazy.
What's that?
So it's a double varial flip.
Okay.
But yeah, so
is that the one that I saw then? Was it a double flip?
Yeah, double varial flip. So but people are telling me like, hey bro, there's only like a few tricks on Hollywood High
that are left,
that are NBD, that no one's gonna try, and someone barely did tray flip lip recently. So people are like, if I could build my confidence up, who knows? Maybe I could try to varial lip slide the Hollywood 16. Jeez. So that would be, if I can do that, bro. That'd be like, bro, that's NBD. You know,
for sure.
You know, till the day I die, no one. I could. You know,
that'll get you some recognition. Exactly. You know what I mean? People know your name after that.
Exactly.
That's for sure.
And no one does varial flips, and you know, there's some. I've obviously, you know, it's like a nose grind. People are like, is a nose grind overcooked? Same thing with varial. Like, no one likes varial flips, but I feel like I make them look good. I just feel like if you make them look good,
that's true.
It doesn't matter the trick, you know.
It could be
any trick, just as long as it looks good, you know.
That's very true, man. Yeah, I mean, like anything that, you know, like you can make a step off look good if you get style.
Exactly. Anything can look good. Yeah. Literally anything.
Yeah.
All right. You got the 12 stair too right there to practice on before the 16.
It was crazy because I remember when I first got to the 16. Well, I remember like how originally all happened was I remember like, dude, when I was so little, like I remember seeing NK vid, like the first video. I remember seeing like all these little guys like 12 years old. Now they're like 18, like 20, you know. Seeing them skate all these big freaking rails, seeing them skate Hollywood. I'm like, dude, these little kids are skating Hollywood High and they're like 12, and I'm right now like 14, barely know how to skate.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, do I even really want to skate? You know, I was like thinking that, you know, because I was like, you know, who cares? You know, like, you know, you gotta, you know, you start somewhere.
That's cool.
And then like I think my third year into skating, I hit the Hollywood 12.
Dang.
And
that's
I was
fast.
like, yeah, that was really quick. And I remember I got it like 6 tries, and then my homie's like, bro, just send the 16. And I'm the type of guy where like I don't like just throwing myself down something, you know, because I just don't want to get hurt. Like, you know, it's like suicide at that point.
Well, that's how I used to get hurt back in the day. You could do it. Oh, tuck myself a little. Ouch.
Exactly. Yeah. And then so then I remember I just hit the 12, And then I was like, you know what, like, it wasn't that bad. You know, I got it like 10 tries, which to me was amazing. You know, like, when I remember when I landed it, I was still tripping out the whole week. Like, I wanted to brag about it to everybody. Like, you know, I hit the Hollywood 12, but, you know, I know so many people have done it. But, like, to me, it was like...
But still, it's a legendary spot.
Exactly, yeah. So that's exactly why, you know, I was, like, happy. Because I was like, you know, like, I never thought I'd get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally grinded just to skate
in 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember I think the biggest thing for me was just getting that fear, like, facing the fear to skate a big rail. You know, I feel like skating your first rail is like terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Now, was that your first rail out in the wild?
No, no, that wasn't. So,
right.
I mean, my first big rail, not in the wild, but was Centennial.
Okay.
So that part, I almost got bodied on it. I remember, like, I remember I board slid it. It was like I was barely on it. Like, I was like
on the side,
like on the side of it.
Ooh.
So I remember I was like, oh, I'm not ready for it. You know, I just gotta be honest with myself. I'm like, I'm not ready for it. You know, it's a big rail. I've seen people die on that rail. You know, so I'm like, I don't want to end up like Hollow Meat on a board slide. You know, so I just kept practicing
on a board slide.
Yeah, that's just me. That's just me.
I don't suck.
That's funny.
Yeah, and then like I just kept practicing. You know, and then I remember at Centennial, I was like, just kept going, and then like now it's like first try down it, which is, you know, I'm so happy. Yeah. That I could do that. So like now, now it's like literally like a warm up. I could go slow. I trust, like, you know, I could do, like, I feel like I could do almost anything on that rail, but it's just super sketchy. I just don't like, it's like a super thick round rail, which and no one skates that rail, you know, because it's gnarly, you know. Only a handful of people skate it, so I don't like skating it too because every time I skate it, it's damn near rusty. So it's like, you know, I only know like 3 homies that like actually hucked down that rail.
That's cool, man. But dude, shout out to the rail skating, dude.
Exactly, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I would love to see that trick go down, dude, in the future. And because I know you did drop a part, right?
Yeah.
You came in a part in the rough.
Yeah.
And that premiered where at?
That premiered in Orange.
In Orange?
Yeah, in Orange, and you know, it was pretty cool. It was my first ever video. You know, I'm just happy I even got to be able to make a video. You know, like I feel like, you know, when I was making the video, I feel like I didn't force myself to go film. You know.
It was
like,
all fun.
Like every week, it was just like I just wanted to be out there, you know, skate street. Because I was honestly like, that was my first time really pushing the limits. Like that year was like I barely started hitting my first rails, you know, and it's hard, you know, like skating. Like people don't realize, like I feel like it's hard, you know, like get new tricks on rails, you know, because every handrail's tall, and that was the biggest part for me was my pop, like just be able to be comfortable on popping onto a rail, like confidently be able to pop on a 50. So like I really,
because it's either pop up high on it or like gap out to it, right?
Exactly. So I remember like when I first started skating rails, I would just try to gap out and like just barely tap it. But I knew like as I got better, you can't be doing that, you know. So it's like you really got to feel the rail out. So I started getting better. I was like, you know what, I got to face the fear today. And then I remember like I was at Pondy, and you know the rail's like, it's a good handrail, but it's a good one to learn on, to where like even if you go slow, you'll still eat it, but not too bad. So I would go super like maybe just one roll down and just slow, and I would just 50 it from basically the top, and I would almost hit my ribs on the rail sometimes because like I had to face my fear, you know. And then from there, it just kind of like every try I would die. I remember like I would die, and then slowly but surely I would just be like 1 try and then 2 tries in a row, 3 tries. The next thing you know, it's like every try. So I really try to be consistent, you know. I feel like that's a big thing in person. It's like just be consistent. Same with street rails, you know. I feel like I'm pretty consistent with all my tricks, which, you know, I feel like that's a big thing, you know.
For sure.
I just feel like sometimes like Jeff, you know, people give hate to him, but I'm like, dude, doesn't matter what he's doing. He could do it consistently.
Oh yeah.
And that's all that matters.
Heel flips.
No one's doing those tricks like as consistent as he is. So you gotta give props to, no matter the style, no matter what. It's all dedication. Because at the end of the day, if it was you, you know, you'd want the props. You know. For sure. And shout out to Jeff for what he does. For sure. Yeah, that's cool, man. But that video is not on YouTube, right? Yeah, it actually is on YouTube.
In the rough, it's on
YouTube on the county's page. Literally just on Instagram. Their Instagram, just type it in.
Okay.
And it's on there.
And there's how many people are in that video?
It's like maybe like just like 4 or 5 people, you know.
What part did you get? Like what did you get? First, last?
I was being like the main like character, which is pretty cool, you know.
Oh, so you're ender?
Yeah, I was the ending, so that was pretty cool.
So, I gotta check it out, man. Yeah, I wish I would have watched it.
Like I was pretty happy, you know. I'm honestly like, you know, video premieres, I know some people, you know, can't make it, but I mean, there was like a good like 60 people, which I was pretty hyped about, you know.
That's right.
But even though when I posted it, I remember I woke up the next morning, people showing me like mad love, and I was like really like thinking like, you know, like it's really cool to see how far I've come and just like, you know, see the support I get from like just, you know, just like anybody, you know, like people I don't even know, you know, seeing me at the skate park I've never even met.
Yeah.
Like, hey bro, you know what? I've seen the trick, you know, I saw your viral lip on Instagram and I checked out your video part, you know, like
That's
it's
so
pretty
sick.
cool, you know, and I was like, yeah, that's my first part. You're like, bro, for a first part, you know, like most people aren't even doing stuff like that. I was like, you know what? Like, yeah, for sure. You know, like, you gotta appreciate, you know, just like that I was able to do some tricks. So, like, I'm just trying to, like, go up slowly. Sometimes, like, you know, people worry about the progression too much. But, you know, I feel like sometimes I slow down sometimes. And then I'll just, like, be super quick progressing. And, like, you know, it's like you come and go, you know.
You find a balance.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. Don't rush things. 'Cause
Exactly,
you rush things, that's how you get hurt. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, that's rad, dude. And you're working on a new part now, right?
Yeah, so, well, we haven't started yet, but we're, like, me and the homies, we created, like, a little group chat. We're like, hey, you know, like, we all met up at a skate park. We're like, hey, you know, let's skate at a skate park. We're all skating. We're all getting, like, good clips on the camera. You know, we just film little park edits that people like to see.
Mm-hmm.
And then people are like, hey, you know, like, you guys are really good. You know, like, you post YouTube videos in the streets. You know, might as well just save it for, like, make a part.
Yeah.
You know, and then we're like, okay, like, first, let's see who's down to be dedicated to the part, you know, because, you know, we don't want people, like, bailing, you know, because it ruins the whole video, you know. So we're like, you know, if you could, even if, like, you say, like, if you want your own part, you know, like, you really got to be dedicated to it, we said, but, like, you know, if you want some, like, 5 clips, you know, 5 to, like, 6 clips, you can share what, we're like, bro, doesn't mean nothing serious, you know, we just want to go out, be fun, you can hug, we're like, bro, you can hug if you want, so at the end of the day, we're just trying to get, like, a little film just for, like, the homies, just so we can see, you know, later on, like, hey, you know what, we made it, because I know, you know, a lot of people tell me, like, hey, you know, when you're younger, make as much videos as you can, because, you know, you're gonna regret it. So I've been trying to take advantage of, you know, just trying to get as much clips, film, you know, just enjoy the streets, you know, because, like, it only lasts so long.
That's true. Now, who's your filmer? Do you got one guy or a couple people?
Yeah, so it was the guy from County, Kev, but I'd be filming with my homies. They have really nice cameras. They got, like, 3 cameras, you know, that they saved up for, and we all, like, put in for, like, you know, we all put in, like, $50 for a camera, you know, so we've all, like, you know, just try to get, you know, all the homies out, you know, try to put our own money into it, you know, just because, you know, we don't want, like, one homie just putting, like, you know, $1,000 into, you know, it's gonna be for everybody, so might as well, you know, we're all, like, you know, pitching, you know, just so, like, it just feels wrong, you know, just to do that, you know, unless, you know, you want that as a job, you know, but, like, he just kind of wants it just for that, so, so, like, but I film with my homie, I film with some other guy from County, you know, he's working on a video too, so he asked me if I could get some, like, clips for it, because he wants to finish a video. I was like, you know, I'm down, I'm always down to get some clips, you know, for help out whenever I can, you know.
That's cool, man. I love it, dude. I love the fact. Yeah, you got to give love to your filmers, dude.
Exactly,
they're out there as much as we are. Man.
Yeah, and I give shout out to Jonathan too. I just met him recently, like, what, October?
Jonathan Shimizu?
Yeah, I met him, like, at a skate club, Cal State Fullerton, the skate club.
Yeah.
I met him there, and they're all super cool at Cal State Fullerton. I met him. He goes, hey, bro, like, hey, I've seen you on Instagram. You know, like, you're super rad. I'm like, you know what? Like, you know, I appreciate that. I was like, what's your name, bro? Jonathan. And ever since then, I've just been talking to him.
That's cool.
I remember he's like, hey, bro, like, let me know. He told me, he's like, hey, like, hit me up. Hey, like, let me know. I'm down to film with you. You know, down to get another angle, which is sick, you know, because, you know, a lot of people want to hit me up, you know, because they're probably scared. But you sometimes I appreciate that, you know, like, you know, for him to hit me up. And then, like, he was always, like, so, like, so cool on the sessions. I remember when I had the varial lip, I was like, I hate taking long for a trick, you know, because it sucks, and you want to get it quick. And I was like,
oh, you feel bad for the filmer?
Yeah, I feel bad. You know, I just, like, you know, I hate wasting people's time, you know, because, like, that's just me.
Yeah.
And I remember I was like, oh, my bad, guys. Like, you know, I couldn't land the varial lip. It took me, like, a good 20 minutes, and I wasn't getting on it. And then one of the homies, he skates for SAD. His name's Jesse. Shout out to him, too. He was like, hey, bro, like, he's really good. He's like, hey, bro, just pop a little bit earlier. Like, he's like, you're popping perfect, but the rail's kind of short. It was, like, probably, like, as long as this, you know? So he's like, just pop a little earlier, like, too early, because, like, bro, he's like, you're popping so high to where, like,
it's going to make
where, like, you're going to, like, when you pop, you're going to go on it no matter what. For sure. Literally, the next try, I landed it. And then I remember, like, Jonathan was going, like, crazy, like, insane. And he pulled to my premiere, too. So I was like, you know, yeah, you know,
that's
like,
the homie.
Yeah, like, that's some, like, appreciate, you know, all the love from everybody, you know. Even, like, some people I didn't even know, you know, like, you know, I appreciate everybody that pulled up, you know. Just got everyone's Instagrams, numbers, you know, because, like, you know, like, those are some, like, even if you pull up or not, you know, like, you're still my homies at the end of the day. Some people are like, like, oh my bad, I couldn't pull up. I was like, nah, bro, it's all good. You know, you have your own life. I respect that.
That's cool, man. But shout out to everybody that showed love, man.
No, for sure.
And is still showing love.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if that video's on the YouTube, like, we'll find it. We'll put the link in the description.
For sure, yeah. So hopefully this part, I'm trying to like really try to like do some more like push myself. And just, you know, just try to get a good video with the homies, you know.
That's cool.
Try to stack some clips.
And did you pick your own songs for the part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Picked on songs, yeah, for
That's
sure.
cool. That's
So
cool.
that was a cool part. And yeah, and the thing was too, like Kev, that was the guy that I would film with. He was freaking awesome. Just, dude, we always go everywhere. Grab breakfast early. Go skate at a skate park before. We always, how the usually day would go, we'll go eat breakfast. And then we'll go to a skate park, buy the, you know, like, buy the whatever. Try to find, like, a decent skate park we'll roll at. And then we just go to the rail. So that I could get it quick. And then honestly, we try to get in and out. That's the goal. Try to get
for sure.
in and out.
Especially if it's a hot spot.
Exactly.
Were you guys just seeing like Orange County spots or in that video?
Nah, honestly, we went to, like, Westchester High School to, like, I think it's like a 12 stair, I don't even know. 12, 14 stair. We went to Westchester. We went to, like, Brea. We went everywhere. You know, we were, like, really going to, like, places. So, honestly, during summer, too, you know, the homies trying to go, like, maybe to San Francisco or something to go film. So, that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
Because we have, like, because my homie, he has, like, a literally, like, a file on his phone of just spots. Like, just spots. And I was like,
that kind of goes into my next question. Do you have a dream spot you want to skate?
Dreams. Actually, yes. So I don't know if you guys saw Laser Crawford. He did a front blunt on that big red rail.
Big red rail. No, I don't think.
Really super long rail. It's in Bakersfield.
Okay. It's
a super long rail. It was his ender he shared a part with Chris Jocelyn.
Okay.
And he did front blunt. Crazy rail, bro. It was like, I don't know how long. But yeah, that's probably one of my dream spots. It's like, it's pretty mellow from what I heard. I heard it's not tall, but it's like a super long grind. It's like overly like long. It's just like a straight grind, but it's not like it's kind of like a flat bar, but like a tall flat bar. Like imagine like a tall flat bar just like going straight, but it's like I would say it's probably like from this wall to like that wall, maybe longer, for sure longer.
Okay, but that's a long.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's like there's like the grass on the side of it, so it's a safe rail too because there's grass, and you don't see a lot of people get bodied on it because when you do eat it, it's like short enough to where you could sack it, but not like a bad sack. So I mean, like I feel like you can't really get bodied on it unless you bail last second. But that for sure be my dream spot for sure.
And what trick?
Honestly, I would say like a back 50. I really 50. Like back 50s. I just like holding them. Like it's
locking them in.
Just cross lock. Front. I'm not really a front 50 guy.
Okay.
Mainly, I like a front 50, but I prefer
back 50
for a long grind. If I'm gonna do a long grind skate park, front 50s too. Like it's whatever. But in the streets, my safe trick is a back.
That's
50.
crazy.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool, man. All right, you guys have any questions? Listo?
I mean,
Prato?
I was looking at his nightmare flip, and I think that's a nightmare flip you did on that video, right?
Which one?
On that little rail, the red one? Yeah.
The red rail?
Yeah.
No, so that was a varial lip.
It still looks gnarly. Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, so like a lot of people like they're like it's crazy.
You want to bring it up?
Honestly, like that trick, I remember I was practicing it. Like I probably did like 100 that day. Like just every try, bro. Like every single try. Like it's crazy because I varial flipped really good. So like I'm like, dude, like I'm varialing into this thing, bro. I could varial to anything.
See, this is it right here. Bam.
And then the slow motion.
You landed clean
too. So that was a pretty gnarly clip, you know. So I was super hyped.
Hell yeah, you're running into traffic.
Yeah. And I don't know if you could tell. So like,
dude, I don't
know if you could like put it slow, like when I was rolling up. So before there's skate stoppers on the floor of that spot. So there's like it's weird. It's like these little circles, and they have like bumps. Like imagine like little speed bumps. Like
okay, I know what you're talking about.
Like right before it, and it was such a hassle. Yeah. So right when you go, it was like, and the biggest part that was really hard for me was that like when I was like ready in that foot position, and when I would feel that my feet would like move.
Right.
So that was the hardest part. I couldn't pop. Like I literally I got to the point where like, dude, I'm not gonna be able to land this trick. But I was like, okay, like don't even think of it like that. I just gotta like. You know, it's the streets, you know, like, you gotta, like, you know, I gotta face it, you know, so I was just, like, had to lock in, I took a little deep breath, you know, I like taking deep breaths, you know, just, like, resetting, you know, just, like, chilling, cool. I gave myself, I'm like, hey, you know, just, let me just sit down, just think real quick, 5 minutes, get some water, just thinking, I'm like, all right, what can I do better? Looking at the footy, I'm like, okay, pop earlier, and I'm getting on it. I'm just like not like fully committing to it. So I'm like, just gotta trust it. And then soon enough, literally like the first try I come back, like
boom,
like that, and it was so perfect. Like I feel like I couldn't have done that trick more perfect. And I post on Instagram, and it's getting mad love. It's like it got like almost like 80K views, and like I'm like, and a lot of people showing love. So I'm like, yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm like.
Well, not like even me right now when I was watching it.
Yeah.
Like before we even put it up and like you guys brought it up, I kind of could just keep going back to try to like watch it and watch it and watch it.
So many people tell me that they're like, bro, like that's like I've never like people are like, dude, I've never seen a varial lip look like that good, because I remember when I first learned it, I would get out so sloppy, like tic tac. I was like, oh, this is like kind of a weird trick. I don't know if I really want to do it. And then soon enough, I just got my own flat bar, and I remember like. The flat bar I got, it got like so low. I could have put it like right here, but it went like this high. So I remember I just kept every day just like lower and higher, like just adjusting it every single day. And I just kept doing it every try. And then one of my homies too, and like one of my really good homies, he doesn't skate like that, but he like I would skate with him just every day, and he would, like I said, he didn't even skate, and he would just be there just to like just motivate me. I was like, hey bro, just pull up, just motivate me. Be there. He'll be like, hey bro, like. Like when I see it, like when I'm trying to learn front feebles, he's like, or like 50s, like bro, just lean back, and like you just give me tips, and like that's how I literally like he was like my guidance. So like
that's sick.
Two, he doesn't even skate like that, but when I did get like gear from county, I'd hook him up with like a sweater or stuff like that, because it was like that's like when I really think of it, I was like that was like my boy that really like came with me everywhere. Like when I wanted someone to film a clip, before I was good, he would always be like, I'd be like, hey bro, like you down to pull up with me, like just me and you, we'll go like maybe skate 2 miles and we'll film a clip, and be like, yeah, like I'm so down. So he would always be like so like down to just film me, and I appreciate that, because like I know a lot of people wouldn't be, because I know who wants to film, like no one really wants to film.
I mean, when you're a skater like me, I always want to be the guy skating.
Yeah, exactly.
But now that I'm older, I don't mind holding the camera sometimes, and then I'll pop in my earbud. I'm listening to music. So like I was gonna tell you earlier, like when the guys are like filming you, like I feel bad too, because it's gonna take me a minute to get
it.
But like Peralta here, he films as well, and he knows what it takes, and he's like, dude, like just get your trick. Don't worry about me. The more you're worried about me, the harder it is for you to get your trick.
Or I even started doing this thing where like, because sometimes I'll be filming dudes and they keep coming up to me and they'll be like, my bad, dude, my bad, and I start telling them like, dude, you keep telling me my bad, I'm gonna stop filming you, because I'm in it here with you. If you're battling it, I'm battling with you. We're in this together.
Exactly. Because
just focus on landing it. Don't focus on me. Don't focus on like why you're not landing it. That you feel bad for me.
Exactly.
Put all your energy into next try. This is the one. Next one. This is the one. That's all I want to hear. Is this next one's the one.
Yeah. No. For sure. Like literally same with my filmer. Like I was like, bro, like my bad. like just certain stuff. I was like, I just feel bad sometimes. Because like.
But I mean, but if they're in it with you.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember he'd always say me like, bro. And then I finally like just got used to it. I was like, all right.
But they're just as hype as when you landed too, man.
And then when I landed too, like I remember like we just chill for the clip, and when it ends, I'm like, yeah. And it's so cool because like it's. I mean like
little professionals over here. I know. They keep it quiet and wait till it's done, and then they all right.
That's how I like to be, But like sometimes too, like it's good to show emotion, like that varial lip. They're like, hey, like, do you want me like just to put? I'm like, nah, bro, show the reaction, because I was like, it's cool, like, because sometimes like, I mean, like, I hate seeing sometimes where like pros like crazy stuff, and like they don't get like they're like, whatever. But I know, come on now,
you
like,
you were hyped.
But like sometimes it's cool just to see like a pure moment of you just dabbing up the homie, or like,
or you could see somebody just go like, like they're just like, finally, like that look, like
my favorite thing, like I remember I always see like when a skater lands a trick and they kind of do like the little crouch, and they're like, yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
I remember when I think like I had a moment like that when I boarded the 16, like low key I was like kind of like I was like, damn, like I really did, like when I landed it and I rode away, and once like I remember like just seeing everybody that skated that. Like just that wall right there, like they run into that wall, and they just like chill there and just saying like I remember when I hit that, I'm like, damn, I finally got to experience like
what they went through,
what they felt, like I remember I landed it, and then like I was like, oh my god, like I remember like my head, I was like, this is like insane, and like like I don't know, sometimes to me I'm like, it's just a board slide, like I get that, like I don't know, like it's just a board slide, but like still like people are like, bro, that's to 16, only a handful of skaters could touch that.
It's to go. It's like you had to go through that same mental battle
Exactly.
everyone else went through, just trying to hit that.
Mm-hmm.
And the craziest thing too is that when I skated to 16, like I said, I like to be ready. Like I don't like to skate a rail with no doubt. I just kind of like to hop on it. So I remember when I skated to 16, I stretched. I literally hit the 12 like first try like 5 times in a row. I'm like, dude,
Fun.
if I was thinking of it like the 12, it's like easy, like for sure, like no doubt, probably like first try. Like I like thinking of it like even if I don't have it first try, I like thinking like first try. You know, just so I could get that out of my head. And there was a kid there trying to board slide it, but he was terrified, like terrified. And I was like, he's like, what are you gonna do? I was like, I'm a board slide. I'm a board slide too. I was like, all right, bro, like just get it together, you know. I was like, bro, we ain't leaving until we both. He's like, I've been here for 30 minutes rolling up to it. I can't. I look at the 12, and I'm like, okay. I hop on the 12 right away. Literally stretch for 20 minutes, just getting the body ready, just in case I land wrong.
Yeah.
First try, get it. Next try, get it. Next try, get it. I'm like, okay, for sure. The kid's like, damn, bro. Like, he board slid it too. I'm like, bro, you got it. Like, just trust what you can do. Next thing you know, I'm looking at the rail, and I'm like, I didn't tell nobody. I was looking at the rail, and then you just see me run up at it. No one's filming it.
Oh.
And they're just like, cameras down. And I just go for it. Just went for it. And I almost stuck it.
You're crazy.
They're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, bro, why'd you say anything? I'm like, oh, I forgot. I was like, I was locked in. And then the kid, I stick one. I remember I stick one. I got a bad heel bruise, like so bad. I was like, oh damn, like this hurts. Like I stuck my first one, and I started getting used to it, and then I stopped because I got like a bad, like my heel started like bleeding a little bit.
Is that when you were like showing?
Yeah.
Like you're taking your sock down.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh.
Yeah,
shit.
and it was like bruised. I took like an hour break, but that kid ended up landing it before me.
Okay.
He goes, bro, you came here and you motivated me to land it. He's like, now I'm not leaving until you get it. I was like, I bet. So then I go, and then yeah, bro. And I'm just like, I look at it again. I board slide the 12, and I can't board slide the 12. Like 20 tries, I can't. I'm like, oh my god, like
what happened?
I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, okay, you know what? No more 12, just go straight 16. First try, I almost died, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I just gotta regroup, stretch again, stretched out. It hurts still. I'm like, bro, I came here for a reason. That was to board slide this rail. And that was only like 5 tries I got my first attempt. So I'm like, barely 5 tries in.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave another 5 tries, and sure enough, like I think like 11th, 12th try, I ended up landing it.
Damn.
And I was like, the thing was when I almost landed it, like I wasn't kind of even close. I was just sticking it and like just falling off every try, like kind of like not close, but I was close.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing you know, I just feel like I was like, hey, I just like asked people, what am I doing wrong? They're like, bro, you're going good. I was like, you know what? I gotta go back to like when I skated rails. So I was like, I gotta go slow. Like I'm gonna go slow. I know I could pop on this rail good. So I was like, I'm gonna go super slow. I didn't go too slow, but I remember I just gave like one, just throw down, one little like slow push. I was going like just cruising. Just hop on it, and it just perfect. Yeah, I was like, I just feel like
too anxious.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like I was too worried about going fast and trying to, like just clear it and just try to get off the rail and just try to land it. But realistically, you're gonna have to feel the rail out.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Well, dude, I'm glad you stuck with it, man.
Yeah, me too. That's like I look at that clip sometimes before I go to sleep. I just just look at it, bro. And then like 2, I'm gonna go back and I want to do another trick down it. Maybe 2 more tricks. So yeah, and then like 2 just to even be like, damn, I'm gonna go back and skate it again. Yeah. It's like, it's pretty like crazy to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I know I could for sure get some other tricks because I've been doing skating some like, I mean usually now I've been skating from like 10 stairs like higher. So I feel like I'm getting to that point where like I'm getting used to impact.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't really jump downstairs like that. I will here and there if I got a trick, but
you're more going down the rail.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. You guys have anything to ask?
I was just mind blown by that aerial.
Yeah, man, I got a question. I haven't seen your footage and stuff like that, but I can't wait to see your part and stuff. I know by seeing that clip, I know you got some talent and some skills.
Sure.
I can't wait to see what's coming up.
But
yeah, man, I would just want to ask you, like, who's someone that inspires you to skate with, like someone that you would love to go skate, like your friend or somebody like a pro. First, let's start with a friend.
Who I like to skate with?
Yeah, that inspires you, that you're like, hell yeah, let's go skate.
Honestly, like just my old homies. Like honestly, to me, I feel like it doesn't matter if you're good or not. I just feel like if the vibe's good and like I just got my old friends there that are just that could just kind of bring me back to where I was just progressing every day and just go back to the roots, Because I feel like I really enjoyed that moment and I feel like I don't regret it, because I feel like I really took advantage of that time I had. I was going everywhere, going to LA with all my homies, just going crazy go skate day, but I was like for sure just like all my old homies like Diego, like that was like one of my main guys, like all my guys that live where I live at. I would say them, like, mainly. They're just, like, my old, like, real friends. But obviously, all my friends are real to me. But I'll say them for sure because they helped me get to where I'm at, skated with them every day. So I was like, when I'm with them, it doesn't matter if you're good. Like I said, it's just, like, just them being there just, like, helps me become better. Because I'm, like, they're just, like, oh, yeah, like, just clapping. Like, I'm some type of pro or something. And I'm just, like, they're like, bro, like, but it's just, like, it just motivates me, just to keep pushing. Or they'll be like, hey, bro, like, why don't you do this trick? I've never done that. Like, exactly, you can do it. Like, I see how good you are. You can do it. And then it just, like, opens up new stuff to me, because, like, I don't even think, like, how they think.
Right.
But, like I said, every skater thinks different, they skate different. So it's just good to hear other opinions and other, things from other skaters.
That's right.
It's nice. And then for pro-wise, like, let's say someone like you, like, whose skate video can you, like, pop easily and gets you hyped to go skate?
Okay, so for sure, I mean, I got like 3 or 4 guys. But I would say, like, mainly right now, I mean, I was trying to get on Adidas because I've been trying to get on tagging Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
Like Carl Watson, he shows love to me.
Oh, nice.
You say Carl Watson?
Yeah,
Carl, shout out.
He be showing love. Yeah, shout out to him. He's a really cool guy. Because I know he's an OG skater.
Sure.
Like he's like literally like the GOAT. So I was like, like I was like following him. And remember, like he just woke up one day, just showed love to me. He's like good style, blah blah blah. I'm like, like to get some credit from him.
Heck yeah.
I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he saw the clip.
Exactly.
Damn.
Exactly. So then, but besides that, like honestly, like my top skater for sure, that gets me motivated is I'll say Alex Midler because like, dude, his slam's gnarly. He flips into like what kickflip back 50s. No one's doing that on what 20 stair rails.
Nah.
Besides like Braden, or Jamie Foy. No one's really flipping into big rails like that.
David Gonzalez tried it.
Oh, dude. He's insane.
El Toro,
yeah, he's insane.
But I know what you're saying.
Yeah, like you really don't see nowadays like people just hucking like how he does.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's also other guys, but like to me, I feel like he's just been going crazy. Another guy too, style I like is Zach Saraceno on Adidas. He's like one of my favorite. He got like really good switch hard flips, switch frontside flips, and I was like, damn, like this guy's really good.
Did he have a part in Godspeed?
Yeah, favorite video.
Okay.
Two, my dad took me to Venice Beach, yeah.
Oh.
And I remember I was like, hey, Dad, can you take me to Venice Beach? And thankfully he took me. I was so happy. I met literally almost everybody from Godspeed. And I was so hyped. I remember he's like he was just chilling. and remember like they had, it was, they're all on Red Bull. So I remember I got him like a Red Bull so he could chill. Nice. I was like, he's doing it for me. So I was like, what parents really want to just,
yeah.
they don't. My dad doesn't know what's going on. He rather watch football. He rather watch football or something. But I appreciate him taking me.
Hey, in that video too, Alex Miller back 3 in the car wash. That was insane.
That spot's in person. It's insane. Yeah, but Zach Saraceno for sure. Miles Silva is a guy I really like. To like his style.
These guys are all big time, man.
Yeah, so those are guys like I really like. Same Robert Neal. Bro, I could like those guys, type of guys like Robert Neal.
This guy's style.
Ishad, like Ish Sapia. Like all those guys, those are like kind of like my type of guys I like following because like those guys like just seeing the way that their process, like they like post-process videos of them like doing tricks, which is cool to see the reality of skating,
That's true, man. Because a lot of times when I was a kid, I would see just like in the beginning of the video, it's all land.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there'll be a slam part. You're like, oh, this is what they actually go through.
Exactly, yeah. And
so now I don't feel so bad that I'm thinking it's like they make it look so simple. But.
Exactly, yeah. And 2, Felipe Moda, dude. I've seen him at my local like 3 times, dude. He's like, it's natural, insane, bro. Like literally, he could kickflip. It's like, bro, I don't even know how he does it. Like when I see him kickflip, bro, he just like kickflips and just catches it like so good, and then he just like turns it. Like it's like he just kickflips and just turns. Like I don't know, it trips me out like how good you could really get on a skateboard. But
it's amazing.
Yeah, for sure, those guys are like my top guys.
That's
like,
dope.
For sure.
Anything else, Listo?
Well, pretty much, man. What you've like, just talking to you, getting to know you, man. It seems like you got like some skateboarding knowledge. Like you told me you were 17 years young. You got a whole whole life ahead of you. I'm 33. By the time I was your age, I didn't really know. Like I did have some knowledge, but I was just skating for fun. But I did like meet the people like that I needed to meet and the spots, the filmers.
For sure.
But you know, you keep it up, man. You're gonna lead to the right path and meet the right people, and you know your progression is gonna, you know, blow up, man. As long as you have fun with it and love it. Yeah, man.
That's what it's. I feel that's what it's all about. You know, I just feel like once you make skating feel like a job, it's like, you know, I feel like that's when you kind of get over it. You know, because there's some points skaters have where like you want to stop skating because you don't learn tricks, but like I've had times like that, but I'm like, dude, I just want to just have fun. You know, like I feel like I was thinking too much. I'm like, seeing all these people skate, and I was like, you know, these guys are like, all my friends are getting good. Like, you know, like why can't I learn these tricks? People are progressing. See people pass me up, which, you know, you see that you're like, oh damn, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and then like, you know, but I was like, you know, my time will come to when I'm gonna learn my tricks, and next thing you know, like, well, I had like last year I like started learning from, like, I remember like every day just at the skate park just going, and then same too, like my dad always tell me, he'll be like, appreciate, like he would just let me go skate, do my thing, you know, just do what I do, and he would just always be like, oh, let me get a shot at skate park. I'm like, yeah, just like flat bar. It's really the best thing. I just feel like flat bar. That's how I just got good. Manzanita has really good flat bar. Too, so I just practice like just start off small, just like exactly. So I just start off small, like just small, and then that's just how warm. Just start off small, you know, and then I'll start trying to grind the whole rail, you know, because like, you know, I just feel like once you just keep a routine, then I feel like it's gonna help, and so far it's been helping me. So I'm like, I'm gonna stick with it, and then eventually when it, you know, doesn't work, you know, you gotta change it up eventually.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, man. I feel like you're on the right path, man, and you know, just keep doing what you're doing, stack footage, meet people, and put your name out there and compete in competitions if you're ready for it. You know?
I feel like I need to start going into like, I mean, honestly, I don't even go to skate events. Like, you know, people have skate events like here. I swear, like I haven't been to like barely any events.
Yeah, like, man. Like even just to network or connect with people, other skaters.
Like because like a lot of them are in LA. And like, you know, like, and they're like deep in LA, you know, like Westchester.
But if you see something like
local
a skate park, like events or something that cash for tricks, like Listo's always going to all those things.
Yeah, I try to go skate day Centennial. They like, I remember like they always see me pull up and like, oh, this guy's gonna take all the money. Like I remember, It's
got to be a good feeling.
Right, 2025, 2024, or no, 2023. I remember go skate day. That's when I first started really getting good. You know. Like people started to like seeing I started getting better, and I remember I showed up and like really like no one really knew me. You know, I was kind of like that kid that was like just skating, just you know, just there skating that no one really knew about. And then I remember go skate day Centennial. They had best trick. I'm pulling out like varial flip first try, nightmare flip first try, late flip, like hard flips, all that stuff. I'm like, damn, who is this kid? You know? I'm like, oh, I'm a Ponderosa local. You know, like, you know, I skate Ponderosa. You know, I just practice. You know, I was just like going crazy. You know, I was like, you know, like I worked hard. You know, just to learn my tricks. So like, you know, it's just like all that. And then we did like, I kind of, like I said, I don't really like skating off stuff, but if it's like something small, I'll go crazy because like, you know, I know I won't get hurt.
Right.
But then they're like, oh, to do something at 11, and then everyone's like, oh, I'm not doing 11, so I just board slid it and I got like $100 from board sliding. And I ended up leaving that day with like $200 and like 3 boards. Nice. Left with $200 and 3 new boards. And then one of the boards, I was like, you know what, bro? I feel bad because like I won almost all. There's a lot of product.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, then I'm like, hey, whoever could just do any trick, like anything, I'll give you a free board and grip right now.
Yeah.
And then some kid did like an ollie down like the seventh stair there. And I was like, hey, they're like, he just did an ollie. I'm like, I said any trick, bro. And I was like, hey, here you go. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, hey, bro, here you go. You did what you had to do. And I just gave him a board.
That's tight.
Same thing with last year, Go Skate Day. And then like I front lipped the 11 there, like second try, and then people were going crazy too. And I did like double flip down the like 8th stair over there. And I was just like going crazy. Go Skate Day, I always go crazy.
At least you better hope he doesn't show up when you're skating.
Yeah, because like, and then the trick that gets people too is like I haven't had a chance, but like I want to go to a contest where they have a good handrail, so I could, because I know if I do like a varial lip.
Yeah, it'll blow up.
I'll take it.
You'll shut down the whole contest.
Yeah, you don't see that trick a lot.
Exactly.
It's rare.
I like doing. I don't know, because like to me, like I like doing varial lip, big flip from board. Mm-hmm. Like those are tricks to me that are easy because it's like a varial flip, you know. To me, I feel like anything in varial, I could do it. Like I could varial 50 and do stuff like that. It's not like people like have their ways. Like, oh, that's a whatever trick, but
some people have their
bag, you know.
Yeah, what do you call their superpower?
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
That's it, right there. You know what I mean? All right, let's take a quick break and we'll finish it up.
For sure.
Yeah. And we're back, everybody. All right. Let's get you the crazy question out of the bowl before we get out of here. We don't have very many left because but we don't want no repeats again.
Let's see this.
Let's see what we get today.
If you could get your own skate shoe, what company?
I think we know. I think we know that one, huh?
Adidas for sure.
Yep. And would you want to design your own shoe, or would you want a colorway?
I would want a colorway for sure. I'd probably get like, I would probably want like a superstar type of thing going on. And if I could, I would try to make it. I mean, I know Cater has his own type of thing, like, but my favorite color is purple too.
Okay.
So I would try to make like an all black superstar with like the lines, like purple lines, and I would say like stripes. Yeah, and I would say like add like something to it, you know, maybe like a little like cool, like, I don't know, maybe add more stuff to it, or maybe add lines through the shoes or something, you know, something cool. You know, not trying to make it like everything else, but superstars for sure.
Superstars.
That's like the shoe all I have is superstars in my house.
Dude, shout out to that, man. All right, yes. All right, dude, that's rad, dude. You guys have anything else before we get out of here?
Pretty much just can't wait to, you know, skate with you and, you know, just
cool.
Stack some clips.
Yeah. Down for that.
Yeah, man. And then, of course, hopefully, you know, we see some more footage in the future, you know.
For sure.
See some more street stuff, and like I said, then we'll put the links in the description. What's your YouTube channel?
So I mean, my YouTube channel is just my Instagram. I don't really post on it. It's just Raymond Too Rare, like just my Instagram.
Okay.
But I mean, people always tell me like, hey, you should post on it more. You know, like you just like you seem cool. You know, like you
never
like,
know.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what, maybe I should. But the main thing is just my phone. The storage is like, my skate clips and storage is like, dude, I don't know.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get some, you know, like a hard drive or something.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, dude, this is too much of a hassle. But because, you know, my phone have like 30K photos, like videos.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Right. And it's hard to like, I like this one. I can't get rid of that. Yeah.
So if I could get all that into like a hard drive, all those photos into a hard drive somewhere, that'd be perfect.
Just start uploading all that to YouTube and let YouTube hold on to it for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I've been doing lately.
I would make some like vlogs, like basically like just like wake up, you know, just be like, you know, just getting ready. Like, all right, you know, we're gonna go skate here. You know, we're gonna go pick up this guy, pick up the homies, and we just skate street. Like, you know, just kind of like make it natural. You know, just go with the flow.
A lot of people like to see stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know,
and then just add some interesting stuff to it. You know, like last time we made my homie like jump off a vending machine with a board. Like he just like caveman off of it, like a freaking like probably like a 10-stair height drop, like big, and he just smacks on the floor, just like. But he was good, but. Yeah, just doing fun stuff, you know, it's cool.
You never know which video will go viral, and then maybe you could get paid off of it, you know?
Exactly, yeah, because I have some homies too that do YouTube that are pretty successful on YouTube. So, yeah, so I was like, hey, you know, like, what's the biggest thing, you know? I need to ask him about the storage, because mainly, the only thing that holds me back is just storage, honestly. If I could, I would. It's just the storage for that, and the thing is, too, I only upload, like, 5 videos, and I got, like, 400 subscribers in, like, maybe like 2 months, 3 months.
That's not bad. See,
yeah.
Like, I mean, we're only at like 6-something followers, and we've been doing it for 2 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah. If you could get the following, it's
like
cool.
You said, just like one of my videos just blew up. Like you said, like one of them got like.
You put that double flip vario on there, you know, rail.
People like to see good skating, like, you know, like new stuff. That's what I feel like. If you just have a new stuff, you know, on YouTube, I feel like it.
They even have those little like reels too, right?
Yeah. I posted a reel. Shorts. Yeah, it went pretty crazy too. One of my shorts. I've been getting some followers from YouTube too.
See,
but yeah, I need to get on the YouTube stuff for sure. People have been asking, so I've just kind of been like, it's just been an idea in the back of my head, but it's like I said, it's just.
I mean, you grew up watching YouTube. So
exactly. I watch YouTube every day. I watch like everybody, like just Dan Corrigan, like boxing, like just everything, you know, like just.
That's rad.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean that's how everybody's consuming their content nowadays. So, I mean, I'm constantly listening to podcasts all day at work. So
yeah,
I mean that's what I do. And yeah, man, that's awesome. Good to see what you're doing out there, man. It's so rad to see, dude. Like, I mean, your skating is like I seen it. I was like, we got to get this guy in the studio, man. And shout out to your pops too for bringing you down. Gio, man, thank you for coming down. Appreciate that, man. All right, you have anything to say before maybe that if we didn't bring anything up that you might want to say before we get out of here?
I'm trying to think. You guys have any other questions?
All
right. I'm trying to think of trying to think of something. Question for you. How long you been skating for?
Me, good question, bro. Well, I'm 33.
33.
I started like 2005 when I was like 14, going to 15. So maybe almost like, I'm really bad at math. How many years is that? Like
almost 20.
Something like that, like 18 years,
20 almost.
20 years.
Next year will be
Almost 20 years.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You ever like pick up anything like sponsor wise?
I had like a lot of like sponsors come and go.
Okay,
I skated
yeah.
for one of my favorite was Frankie Hill.
Oh, okay, I've heard that.
Hill Skateboards. Yeah, he started one, and yeah, I had like pretty good ones like just come and go. Right now I'm
That was
writing
good.
for Footprint
Okay.
and Concrete Visionary. Shout out.
Shout out to them for sure.
Yeah.
I've seen them before on Instagram.
Yeah, man.
I need to get some. I need to invest in insoles, dude. I see hella skaters with insoles like stuff.
Yeah.
And me, I'm like, dude, I just use the normal shoe insole.
It might have helped you on the Hollywood 16.
Yeah,
with that
dude, I've
heel
never
brace.
used a shoe insole.
Hmm.
I was like, bro, I need to start
Maybe,
doing some
yeah.
promo or something to get a hookup or I don't know something.
Yeah, like I tell people all the time, like buy the product if you like the product and
Yeah.
you want to skate for the product, support the
Exactly.
product, tag them, you know, and then maybe you know they see a clip that they like, they'll want to send you some.
Like I've been trying
some
to
stuff.
get on Pepper
Pepper?
grip because I like
Pepper grip?
Pepper, but I've been tagging them because dude, all I write is their grip. I used to like Mob,
Mm-hmm.
but I was like, I don't know, Pepper just felt good. Like
Okay.
it just feels really grippy to me, like really like nice. So I'm like trying tagging them no love,
No
but
love yet?
hope. You know, it's patience. You know, it's been like a year,
Yeah.
but I was like,
Yeah,
it is what it is. You know.
yeah. I mean, sometimes if they don't have a budget to,
Yeah.
they're just what it, you
Yeah.
know, it is what it is.
I don't even care. I just want some grit.
You just
to
need
feel-
some grip.
That's the biggest thing because I get so many boards like sometimes, but like
You need good grip.
recently I just been getting like just old spare decks from like homies and that.
Uh-huh.
But like when I do get a freshie, I need dude. That's the biggest problem is grip.
Grip.
That's like always it. The
Dude,
only
I
thing
got-
you need is just
I
all
got
I
a
need is
whole roll right there. Look at
That's
the
all-
mob. You see that?
The mob, yeah.
Yeah, I've had that grip for like 3 years, 4 years,
Yeah.
probably even longer.
Could be your new grip tape sponsor.
Oh,
Well, the way he goes through boards, man, that thing won't last a year, 6 months. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Give us your shout outs.
first shout out to my dad,
Shout
my
out.
parents too, and then also too shout out to you guys for having me. I appreciate that.
Thank
I've
you.
I've been seeing some of the podcasts with some guys I know.
Cool.
It's cool. So I was pretty happy to be here.
Thank you.
And two, shout out to all the homies that, you know, I skate with, all the people that support me, the county too, everybody, Blue Bills, you know. Just appreciate everything people have done for me and just where I've came and skating, you know. How we're
Yeah.
gonna keep going.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Can't wait to see it, dude. And we'll keep posting. You know, we'll repost your clips on the Instagrams
Appreciate
and all
that.
that stuff, and try to support you as much as we can, man. If you're dropping a new clip or a new video, let us know.
For sure, I got you guys.
Yeah,
I'll
man.
keep in touch with all you guys more and grab you guys' info Instagram.
For sure. All right. Listo.
Shout out number one, God. Shout out my parents, my family, my siblings. Shout out to skateboarding. Everybody out there doing positive things, you know, making this world a better place. And shout out, you know, you just brought back a memory of like if I ever wrote for anybody. And shout out to all my sponsors that kept me going throughout like a young age to right now, you know. Shout out. I haven't forgot where I came from and where I'm going. And shout out.
Yes, sir.
Wow. No, shout out to everyone watching, supporting us. Can't do this without your guys' support, you know, and then you guys are giving these guys a chance to tell you their story. So support them, support your local skaters, your local shops. Thank you.
Of course.
Then thanks to all the homies skating in the video right now that we're filming.
You got something else?
I forgot. Shout out to you, especially coming down and sharing your story.
you, I
And can't wait to
appreciate that.
see what's in the future store for you, you know? What's store in the
Appreciate that.
future
Thank
for
you.
you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to grind this year, you know, to see, you know, cause you know I just gotta enjoy, you know, my high school, you know, and just the
Oh, yeah.
skating and all that. So you know, I'm just trying to freaking just have them as much fun with all my homies and just try to get out there. Cause like I always think to myself, you know, it only lasts so long. So you know, just gotta enjoy it while the time's there.
Yeah, day by day, man. Take
Yeah.
it the way you feel like
Exactly.
it's supposed to go. Don't rush it, you know, and don't fall behind either, because a lot of us can
Exactly.
get a little lazy.
Exactly. Yeah.
But stay motivated, you know. So that's the best thing to do. And again, dude, thank you for coming down.
Appreciate that.
Really appreciate you and your pops too for coming down as well. I gotta thank the guys behind the camera, behind the ones and twos today. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Listo for welcome back to the show, man. We
Yes,
missed
sir.
you.
Feels good to be back.
Yeah, man, and thank everybody out there for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, please. It really helps us out. If you or you know somebody that wants to be on the show, let us know. Hit us up on the Instagram at We're the Locals Sk8, Sk8, the number. or you can, if you see us in the streets, just tell us, man, I'm down to get on the show. So we'll get you in here as soon as possible. I guess till next time, I'm OG Skate Show. Peace out.